Ellen/Elliot has undoubtedly, with their so-called courage, enticed many a poor, confused adolescent, girl most likely, to blame her emergent pubescent self-consciousness, confusion, and discomfort on being born in the wrong body and believing that the courageous, self-affirming, and morally admirable route is hormonal treatment, sterilization, subjugation to a lifetime of expensive medical complication. How delightfully profitable is that? And misery. And I believe firmly that Ellen/Elliot, or whatever the hell her name or his name is, bears moral culpability for that. And I'm not taking down that tweet or acknowledging that my tweet violated the Twitter rules. Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
They're here.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. We've got some breaking news. Elon put out a thread or a tweet, whatever, thingamajig, talking about some high-profile unbans today. Not only was Jordan Peterson reinstated, as well as Z-list comedian Kathy Griffin, but it also appears that the Babylon Bee was restored, among some other people, at least anecdotally, coming to and telling me that they were restored today. Talked about doing Freedom Fridays now, apparently. Fridays perhaps meaning that's the day when unbans might happen. But it's not all, sunshine and rainbows. He specifically spoke on a few other people that were banned that he chose not to reinstate, at least at this time. And there is some cause for a little bit of trepidation in some of his statements. We're going to get into that after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. Hey, you might not be in the market for a new PC right now, but when you are, remember that promo code TheQuartering. It's the tower I use, the laptop I use. It's what I recommend to friends and family. They've been a strong supporter of the channel. Breaking, Babylon Bee, Jordan Peterson, Kathy Griffin, all back on Twitter. Elon Musk made a long-awaited announcement on Friday saying that the Babylon Bee's account had been reinstated on Twitter. Along with Canadian psychologist Dr. Jordan Peterson, Musk also brought back controversial Z-list celebrity Kathy Griffin. As to the fate of Donald Trump's Twitter account, that's still up in the air. Trump's decision has not been made yet, Musk said. And I think I can explain exactly why that is, and I will explain exactly why that is. I'll just do it right now. I think there's a reason that there are a lot of high-profile people who, were banned, maybe like Alex and Donald and maybe Milo, things like that. I think that he's got essentially the entire weight of the Democratic and mainstream media establishment pushing down on him right now, trying to make him fail, including his own employees. And he can literally only take so much heat. He can only take so much heat. I don't think, the fact that he specifically said that, the Donald Trump thing is they haven't made a decision on it yet. I don't think that means they will never reinstate him. I just mean that means they're not going to reinstate him today. They'll probably save that for another day to dominate the news cycle when Twitter so chooses. Remember, when Donald Trump comes back, or if Alex comes back, all of the articles will be telling advertisers to pull out of Twitter. That's what will happen, and that is why Elon did not reinstate them today, in my opinion. Also, Donald Trump has said many times that he has no intention of returning to Twitter. I still don't believe that. I also think it'd be a bad business decision, even if he didn't want to use Twitter. He could use Twitter and his 100 million followers to advertise his Truth Social posts. I mean, I'm sure he could bring over a couple of million users if he was regularly tweeting screenshots from his Truth account. If he was smart. If he had people who were smart advising him, they might say, okay, here, everything you say on Truth, we'll make it onto Twitter, but they'll say, like, if you want tweets in real time, if you want to interact with Donald Trump, you've got to do it on Truth Social. That's what I would do. If he's serious about Truth Social. But Elon then puts this out. Some concerning language here. New Twitter policy is freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. Negative/hate tweets will be max deboosted and demonetized, so no ads or any other revenue. You won't find the tweet unless you specifically seek it out, which is no different than the rest of the internet. This is concerning for a couple of reasons, because who determines what is a hateful speech or a hateful tweet, right? This is just like the hate speech TM that I always talk about. Just because I like Elon doesn't mean I'm going to just gloss over this. This is a big deal. He then goes on to write, Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, and Babylon Bee have been reinstated. Trump decision has not been made yet. Now, I want to point out a bit of semantics here. The only account, in my opinion, now, so a lot of people push back on me on Twitter about this, and I understand. Let me explain my reasoning. The only account that was actually reinstated today was Kathy Griffin, a Z-list celebrity. Jordan Peterson and Babylon Bee were not suspended from the platform, technically. They were in a way that they would have had to admit they had done some sort of thing wrong and deleted a tweet, which on principle, they did not want to do. So, and I understand, but their ban was still, there was a morals one, a self-imposed one. I'm just pointing out in terms of, hey, will he bring back Milo? Will he bring back this guy, that girl, this girl? The only one he reinstated that was truly suspended from the platform was Kathy Griffin. And I'm sure he just did it so that people wouldn't say, oh, it's his friends. He only restored. So Kathy was just a token throw-in from the left. He didn't reinstate Ethan Klein, who I've got a hilarious video about later. He didn't reinstate, a lot of the leftists that got banned for impersonating. He only tossed Kathy Griffin a bone. I am sure that was tactical. So in terms of Elon truly bringing back people who were suspended, he hasn't done that yet. So, we need to see, like, we've got James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, all these, Alex, all these things. These are the people I'm wondering about most. Yes, I'm happy for the Babylon Bee. I think that they legitimately, bravely stood by their morals and cost their business a lot of money to stand by their principles, and not a lot of people do that. Jordan, same thing, although I'm not sure he cost himself money in the same way. But, so I'm going to be careful about saying, oh, Elon's bringing everybody back, because he didn't bring back anybody who was really, truly suspended, except Kathy Griffin. After Elon Musk bought Twitter, many users hoped that previously banned accounts would be reinstated. Musk promised that lifetime bans will be reversed. Among those accounts, Donald Trump, Megan Murphy, Savannah Hernandez, love Sav, shout out to Sav, terrible driver, wonderful person, PV, James O'Keefe, Babylon Bee. Many others were banned for saying things like learn to code. For those who loved policies that were silenced, those who loved the policies that silenced their ideological opponents freaked out. Musk also fired some of the people responsible for the same policies that led to the Bee's ban, Those who say Twitter had no responsibility to uphold free speech censored and suppressed the New York Post reporting on the president's son's laptop and confirmed that Trump would not be reinstated even if he were to run again in 2024. Babylon Bee had been declared by Twitter to be in violation of their hateful conduct policies for saying that Levine was a man. Levine is Biden's trans diversity hire appointed as the Assistant Secretary to the Department of Health and Human Services. So you go back and we see exactly what the Babylon Bee was indeed suspended for. And Seth Dillon said, we're told our account will be restored in 12 hours, but that countdown won't begin until we delete the tweet, and they never did. And I 100% respect that. You know, and Peterson lost his Twitter privileges for much of the same thing as Babylon Bee, stating that actor Elliot Page, who was actor Ellen Page only a few short years ago, also shared the same trainer as Kanye West, interestingly. He wrote that, remember when pride was a sin and that she had her body parts removed by a criminal physician, essentially saying, you know, hey, you know, there is one group of people, well, two really, that you cannot criticize, even if it is valid. Now, there is a lot of hate mixed in there, which is why it seems like, you know, maybe they're overly sensitive, but there is some pushback here. And when asked directly about Alex, bring back Alex, no. Now, you see, like, there's, I even voted on this and I said no, because, like, I think he should bring him back, but not right now. He has to, first of all, he's got to deal with losing 5,000 employees, 6,000 employees. He can't just do everything all at once. Second of all, Alex is a very unique case where reinstating him will cost Elon millions of dollars in advertising. Like, it just will. And I think that he will do it. Just so I'm very clear, I think he will, and I think he should, but he has to probably develop some sort of like special policy for Alex's tweets, where like he can promise advertisers that they would never show next to his tweets and all this kind of stuff. Like, could we get more transparency as to why do we believe in lifetime bans again? Here, I'm guessing a lot of cash will be out the door if AJ is brought back. I get the business decision. People should be brought back on a level playing field. I agree. This is my position. I think he should bring him back, but I think he should just, you know, maybe wait a little bit till things stabilize. I am concerned with the, you know, language. And again, this is one thing I try to tell people who are like free speech, you know, like Elon is not, he's not like everyone's friend. He's still running a business. You see Shoe on Head saying, what is a negative tweet? Elon then says, note, this applies to just the individual tweet, not the account. So they're essentially saying bad tweets are deboosted, but not accounts. Okay, well, again, a lot of conservatives, Lauren Chen asks, who decides what is a hate tweet? Tim Young, what decides what is a negative or hate tweet? Lives at TikTok, but what decides what a hate tweet is? These are fair questions to ask, but again, it's been 2 weeks. I would suspect that we will see more people be unbanned, and he'll probably do it in batches where you have a handful of right-wing people, handful of left-wing people, bring them back at the same time. I think you could very easily make the case for bringing back Trump because, I mean, he's literally running for president. I think Alex would be very risky. I think he should do it on principle, but I understand if he wants to wait a little bit. I mean, he's got to stabilize here. So people that want everything right away, I think just have to be a little patient. And, you know, if he does eventually go back on the permanent ban thing and never reinstates Alex, well, then we'll have a video dedicated to criticizing that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.